I remember years ago, before I even get into real estate, buying my own home, and honestly, there was some legal language that scared the bejesus out of me. A lot of the paperwork felt intimidating, and half the time I was sitting there thinking, I have no idea what half of this stuff means. Now, fast forward years later, and I think a lot of buyers and sellers still feel exactly the same way. The forms are longer, the terminology keeps changing, the relationships have changed. Now people suddenly hear things like designated representation, multiple representation, self-represented party, and a lot of regular people, it just starts feeling overwhelming. And for a lot of regular people, it starts feeling overwhelming pretty fast. And what usually happens? People nod, pretend they understand, and sign away because they don't want to look like they're inexperienced. That's not a great feeling when you're making one of the biggest financial decisions in your life. So I decided to put together something a little different. Not legal advice, not replacing lawyers, and not replacing the official RECO information guide, just a plain English educational companion guide to the RECO information guide, designed to help regular Ontario buyers and sellers better understand what representation actually means, who is working for who, what some of these forms are saying, and what questions people should feel comfortable asking before signing anything. Because I think one of the biggest problems right now is that many consumers feel pressured to move faster than they're comfortable with. And once people feel overwhelmed, they stop asking questions altogether. And that's where mistakes happen. If people are too intimidated to ask questions, the process is already broken. One example is designated representation. A lot of people hear that term and have absolutely no idea what it means. In simple language, designated representation means a specific realtor is representing a specific client, even if other realtors work under the same brokerage. Another example is the term self-represented party. That simply means that a person is choosing to move forward without their own realtor representing them. They are going to do it themselves. The important thing to understand is this: if the other side has a realtor, that realtor represents their client and not you. They may be able to provide limited assistance, but they're not there to protect your interests the way your own representative would. Or take something like a holdover clause. A lot of people sign agreements without really understanding how long the holdover lasts, what situations trigger it, or how it may affect them later. And this stuff matters. People should understand what they're signing before making major financial decisions. That's the whole reason I created this guide. Not to scare people, not to create distrust, and not to complicate things even further. Actually, the opposite. The goal is simply to make Ontario real estate feel a little less intimidating and a little easier to understand. If you'd like a copy of the educational guide, there's a link in the description below where you can download it and request additional buyer or seller educational material as well. And if your English isn't your first language, let me know. I'm also working on translated educational versions to help more people feel comfortable understanding the process. I'm Ken Caldwell with Platinum Lion, and thanks for watching.